Giovanni Meadows was a first grader from Sable Elementary in suburban Denver, Colorado. Earlier this year, he was suspended for 3 days for singing the popular song, "I'm Sexy and I Know It," to a girl in the lunch line. According to the Los Angeles Times, published May 28, 2012, Giovanni was charged with sexual harassment, and he was cited as a multiple offender since he sang the same song to the same girl multiple times. Personally, I think that's outrageous, and I'm sure a lot of other people in this room share the same view of it. I myself had a lot of attention for a lot of stupid things in public schools, and I'm very, passionate about this issue. And a lot of us, this is an important issue for all of us because we will, and maybe not now, but in the future, have kids in public schools, most of us. And the statistics are alarming. According to Time.com, last access, November 1st, 2012, suspension rates have more than doubled in the past 3 decades. This right here is a graph to just see, basically the astonishing, that's right on the left, that's 1973, on the right it's 2006, and all the races, every race has increased pretty much at least 1%. Sometimes some of the races have doubled. According to the New York Daily News, published October 28, 2012, New York elementary school children-age kids, suspensions have gone up 3,000 cases from 2002 to 2009. That's astonishing. But I'm here today to tell you that zero tolerance is completely unnecessary. There's no evidence to say that it's helped to prevent any cases of violence or anything like that. It exists 60 years later with no evidence to prove so. So first, we examine the problems of zero tolerance. Things like why kids are getting investigated by the police into spitball firings. That's a true story. Second, we will examine why zero tolerance came to be, the causes of it. And third and last, we talk about some possible solutions. So I'll begin with talking about the main huge problems of zero tolerance. According to the Washington Post, last published October 1st, 2012, a high school junior was playing a lacrosse game. He borrowed a knife to cut his strings. He was suspended for 10 days, charged with a weapon possession felony, recommended for expulsion. Him himself was very concerned that he would be expelled. He would miss his lacrosse friends and his lacrosse teams. He didn't use the knife in any threatening manner. Eventually, the charges were dropped by the school board with the help of a lawyer, and but it's a huge problem. Zero tolerance is a huge problem. And there was another case where a 6th grader dropped a calculator on the floor, made a small, sharp edge stick out, charged with a weapons possession felony for bringing a calculator to school, which is what you're told to do. So zero tolerance is expanded more than what it was ever intended to in the first place. It was originally supposed to be just drug-related cases, but now it covers everything from the lunchroom to what happens on the bus to the playground. Kids have been suspended for playing cops and robbers on the playground. It's also created what some people call racial discrimination, because African-American student is 3 times more likely to be suspended during a white student. Some would consider that racial profiling. Think about this. In many cases, a case like this comes up every year where a kid is being expelled from the school board for taking a knife away from his friend who was thinking of using it to commit suicide. The school board usually commends his efforts on saving his friend's life, but still expels him for doing the right thing. And I don't think that's what our founding fathers intended in our education system in the first place. So now we'll move to why zero tolerance came to be, some causes. Christian Science Monitor, last published September 28, 2012, states that Philadelphia city schools and Chicago city schools, many of them are lower-class neighborhoods, and the schools use zero tolerance to try to control this, but it doesn't work. Many people feel that zero tolerance, even though it wasn't started to prevent drug violence in public schools shortly after World War II, it's not helping. And one of the other major things with zero tolerance is the rapid massacres in high schools around the country. This is Columbine. Earlier this year, we saw a shooting in Charlton, Ohio, that took the lives of 3 students. Many people feel that this can be prevented by zero tolerance, but actually what we learned from the tough zero tolerance exists 60 years later without evidence to prove its help or stop any violence. So now that you understand why zero tolerance is such a problem and what caused it, we'll move to some possible solutions. The Ottawa Citizen, published July 28, 2012, states that a conference of national school psychologists got together to talk about zero tolerance, and it basically stated expelling kids will not help anyone, it's self-defeating. Those were the words they used. Expelling a student, it really doesn't, lots of these kids come from broken homes and stuff like that, and that's not the solution to control violence. So obviously the first thing you can do is, persuade your congressman to vote anti-zero tolerance in legislation. Secondly, you can support groups like the National Association of School Psychologists, which are heavily against zero tolerance. Third, you can support local groups like Fairfax CAPS, which is a group designed to bring public's attention to the public school situation, because many people, when they vote for, they don't know who they're voting for. So it's critical that you understand exactly who you are voting for. And again, according to the Philadelphia Inquirer, published February 1st to the 12th, states that charter schools are giving certain students the ability to the pressures of their home, even though that most of these schools, according to the Philadelphia Inquirer, that the schools that are become charter schools, bigger, they have more structure, not rules, more structure, give people more guidance. And so now, I hope I've changed your views of zero tolerance. I hope you persuaded it to not like zero tolerance. This picture clearly states what it's like to be a school student. Many times the cops do watch over you, and for many cases, people are being suspended or expelled for reasons that are laughable. But lastly, get involved in your child's education, see what goes on at their school, be involved, volunteering, whatever. And you do have a voice. You can use it. Today is election day. I don't know if any school board votings are, but maybe they will. So maybe you can help out. All right. Thank you.